If you're collecting Social Security or planning your retirement, what's happening behind the scenes should matter a lot to you. President Trump has made it loud and clear that he won't cut Social Security, not a penny. He's also promised not to raise the retirement age. That sounds good, especially if you're a senior who's spent decades paying into the system. But there's more going on than the sound bites suggest. Beneath the surface, the Social Security system is still on track to cut benefits unless something major changes, and soon. So, let's break down what's actually happening, what Trump has proposed, and what all this means for your financial future. One of Trump's major moves has been to cut costs at the Social Security Administration itself. The plan is to shrink its workforce from about 57,000 to 50,000 by the end of 2025. That's supposed to save $800 million. Sounds like a lot, but when the program pays out over $1 trillion in benefits every year, it barely makes a dent. These staffing cuts could make operations more efficient, but they might also lead to longer wait times and fewer services for those who need help. Trump also pushed a very popular idea, ending federal taxes on Social Security benefits. If you've ever been surprised to see your Social Security income taxed after a lifetime of working, that proposal probably sounds great. But while the idea got headlines, it didn't actually make it into his administration's main tax bill, which was called One Big Beautiful Bill. Instead, what passed was a smaller tax break. Seniors over 65 earning less than $75,000, $150,000 as a couple, would get a $4,000 deduction. It's a helpful change for many, but it's not the full elimination of Social Security taxes that was originally promised. Why not? Two big reasons. First, Senate rules make it hard to pass major changes to entitlement programs using the shortcut process known as reconciliation. Second, cutting those taxes completely would cost the government over $1 trillion in revenue over 10 years. And that's a serious problem when the Social Security Trust Fund is already in trouble. In fact, a study from the Penn-Wharton budget model showed that if taxes on Social Security benefits were eliminated as proposed, the trust fund could run out of money by 2031, 2 years earlier than expected. If other tax cuts like eliminating taxes on tips and overtime also passed, it could mean benefit cuts as high as 33% once the fund runs dry. That means a monthly check of $1,500 could fall to $1,000. Now, some argue that tax cuts help grow the economy and eventually boost revenue. Others think that kind of math just doesn't work. Either way, it creates uncertainty, and if you're depending on Social Security in the future, that uncertainty can be stressful. Even senior advocates who usually push for bigger benefits are sounding the alarm. They worry that while tax cuts might boost your take-home income today, they could backfire and lead to deep benefit cuts tomorrow. So if Trump's plan isn't solving the problem, what might? Economists and lawmakers have floated a few ideas. One is slowly raising the payroll tax rate by fractions of a percent over time. Another is lifting the cap on how much of your income is subject to Social Security tax. Right now, only the first $168,600 of your income gets taxed. Someone making $1 million stops paying into the system early in the year. Removing or raising that cap would bring in a lot more money. There are also ideas to adjust the retirement age, but only for wealthier earners who are living and working longer. Some want to close loopholes in spousal benefits or tax Social Security benefits more heavily for high-income retirees. One bill, the Social Security and Medicare Fair Share Act, would apply payroll taxes to income over $400,000. Its backers say it could fix about 80% of the funding gap. Surprisingly, a recent Pew poll showed that most Americans support raising taxes on high earners to protect the program. But if that's the case, why isn't it happening? Politics. That's the simple answer. Lawmakers can't agree. Some refuse to raise taxes. Others won't support any cuts. And with elections always looming, neither side wants to risk their seat by making tough choices. So instead of fixing it, they kick the can down the road. So where does that leave Trump? Is he fixing Social Security? That depends on how you define fix. If it means keeping benefits intact without raising taxes, that's a tall order. If it means making things more efficient and offering tax breaks for some, sure, he's made some progress. But the math problem remains. You can't keep paying out more than you take in forever. Eventually, the law will force benefit cuts when the trust fund runs out, no vote needed, no presidential order. It'll happen automatically. That's what's really at stake. So what can you do? First, stay informed. Watch what your representatives are saying. Ask questions. Speak up. If you're still working, make sure you're saving for retirement beyond just Social Security. It was never meant to be your only source of income. And talk to your family. Make sure they understand what's going on, especially those getting close to retirement age. Because this isn't just about numbers or policy. It's about people, about how we live in retirement, whether we can afford medicine, food, rent. It's about peace of mind. Do you trust the system to protect your future? Or are you more worried than ever? Have you run into issues getting your benefits or navigating the bureaucracy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe. We break down big financial topics in clear, honest ways to help you make better decisions, one topic at a time. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.